one of the things that does happen, and I hate this, and I see this across so many businesses, is we train by like oral tradition, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's not that everything has to be written, right? But everything should be written down, even if not
Mhm.
all training is written, right?
Yes.
And I use it like the if I got hit by a bus example, right? Who would take over this firm? And 4 years ago, the answer would have been, I don't know. They'd have to figure it out, right? But today, as far as what I do day in and day out, it is written down and it's taken in. And even now with AI, we won't get it too much into that, but even with AI, I have an AI bot that could literally sit down with someone and be like, okay, Galen is unavailable for the next however long. What does he do that I need to start doing now? And
Mhm.
and I think you're just missing such an opportunity, you know?
Oh, the process can get so much faster when you have it written, because that's what people really care about. They care about the outcome. How you get there, as long as everything is correct, they are ecstatic when the process moves faster. So if your team members are having to go back to you and ask questions all day to get the work done, that timeline's getting pushed out. So you're like your AI bot example, man, if that can do intake for you and it gets to the same outcome and it gets it done in 5 minutes versus 4 days, that is a happy customer that's interacting.
Absolutely. Um, but let's talk about how we organize this to begin with. So obviously one option is to go with use someone like you. However, and just from a fundamental approach. So you walk into your business, you own
Mhm.
it,
Mhm.
and after listening to this podcast or whatever epiphany you had that you need to organize your systems and really engage in a project management. But that's overwhelming.
It
And
is.
every single system you have is urgent. So how do you figure out how to prioritize and where to
Yeah.
start when you're onboarding a project management system or just generally even your checklist example? How do I know where to pick that up?
I'm really wondering if you had these pain points at one point, Galen, and you're turning
Yeah,
these
you picking that
questions.
up?
Well, just because you're asking all the right questions, I'm like, I think you've experienced this at some point in your past, and you're able to look back at that. But everything does feel urgent, and I always kind of laugh, but it's not really funny. But people do get motivated, like whether they listen to this podcast or something triggers them that says, "Today we are doing this, and this is going to be a focus." Oh my gosh, especially New Year's. That is like always a resolution for companies. We always see an uptick in clients around going into January, but the truth is you can't do everything at once, just like with anything. You have to dial it back. And the best way that I can say to do it is what are you being asked about right now? What is on your plate? Your Slack messages, is it, "Hey, what's the next step in the process?" Just take it one step at a time based on be reactionary. And then once you get that stuff, then you're gonna be able to be more strategic about, "Okay, we have these clients coming on board, so let me go ahead and get the process documented for this part of it." But in the beginning, just do it as a reaction instead of just slacking back or using Teams or WhatsApp and writing back a specific answer. Record a Loom video, have AI put it into a step by step, save that into Google Docs as a knowledge based document. You can start with the questions that you're getting asked now and turn that into the next step of the process to document.